What's up, everybody? John Arapoli here with my MMA news, and today's guest will be fighting Guido Cannetti at UFC Vegas 50 this weekend on March 12th. Pleased to be joined by Kris Moutinho here today. Kris, thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate the time.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. So, before we start getting into the specifics here of everything going on with this upcoming fight, I do want to just actually take a step back to the Sean OMalley fight for just a moment because for you, you got a lot of fans out of that fight. It'll open up a lot of great opportunities. I know you're on the Pat McAfee show, for example. So, how has life kind of changed for you since that moment from going from a guy that wasn't even in the UFC yet to gaining such a huge fan base the way how you did?
My life's exactly the same, bro. Nothing's really changed too much. I'm the same dude. I do the same things every day, and I just love to train. You know what I mean? That shit, that all that other stuff was cool for. It was cool for about a day, and then it's if you anybody who knows me, I'm a very shy, introverted person. I like to be by myself and don't really like too much attention. So it was. Now it's been more of me just like trying to hide away from it and just get back to what I loved about this. You know what I love? I love to fight. I love to put on a show for people, and that's basically it, man. My life is pretty much exactly the same.
So obviously, like you said there, it's time for a new chapter, right? It's time for another fight here. So we'll get into the stuff about this fight now. Obviously, it's fight week, so training camp has just kind of wrapped up for you. Talk to us a little bit about your camp and just how it went as you prepared for this fight.
This has been the most dedicated and the hardest camp I've ever had in my life. You know what I mean? I went through some things that got me a little into a little funk after my last fight, and then it just getting back into it, man. I started at a boxing gym. I have my coaches over at Regiment Training Center and my coach at Uppercut Boxing Club, and they just whipped me into shape. You know what I mean? I'm training 2-3 times a day for the last 6 months, 6-7 months, and it's been a grind. It's been a lot. I'm ready for it just to be over and just get in there and punch somebody in the face and get punched in the face a little bit, man. My true release, and that's just what it is, you know.
So you're talking there, right, about the grind of the sport and whatnot. So I want to actually ask you this question now. So you're talking about all that work that you've been doing recently and all those hours in the gym. Of course, recovery is a big part of the sport now. We're seeing it more and more. And I've asked athletes this in the past too, because we've seen time and time again where an athlete wants to stay busy, wants to be active, grinding the way how you're grinding, hurting themselves and getting injured. What are kind of the things that you've been doing recovery-wise to keep up with this busy schedule that you have?
Um, honestly, bro, I'm a real person, so I honestly don't really do much to recover. Man, I'm training 7 days a week, and that's the thing that my coaches have to yell at me more about than anything is just recover and stretch and do the right things that are necessary. But to be honest, bro, I don't recover enough. I don't take days off really, and the stuff my coaches have me do is hard. It's hard work, and but it's the reason I'm getting better. It's the reason my skills have improved so much over the last year, and I can't wait to show the world in March 12th.
Yeah, and you'll be showing everybody your skills here in just a few days. Obviously, this is fight week for you. Just talk a little bit about what this week's kind of like. I know it's obviously chaotic. You have media with me here today. You're going to be catching a flight, media obligations for the UFC coming up. So what's this kind of next week looking like for you here?
Just maintaining my weight and getting my weight down. That's the only thing. That's the only stress I have. That's the only thing. Like fighting to me is my zen. It's my happy place. All this other stuff that I got to do before is what kills me, man. Cutting the weight, knowing I got to watch the weight, even if it's not hard. Like my weight cuts haven't been very hard in my career. It's the mental stress of knowing I have to do it is what kills me this whole week. So I got 4 or 5 more days of doing this, and then get to do what I love. You know, and that's all I care about. Just get this weight down.
All right, let's get into your opponent now here a little bit. Tell us about him and what you've seen out of him as you've been now preparing for him for a few weeks here.
He's a tough dude. His record's not great in the UFC, but when you're an older fighter and you're fighting all these young guys and most of your fights have been in the UFC, it's not easy, man. This sport is hard, and this guy somebody I'm taking very, very seriously. He's an old he has a very kickboxing style, and he don't really go to the ground too much, but on the feet he likes to bang and throw those hands. So that's where I like to be. That's the kind of fights I like. I like the fights that are going to get the crowds excited and show out. You know what I mean? That's what I think people deserve, and I think what our job is as fighters, man. It's not just a win. It's not just a lose. It's the put on the show.
So let's talk to a little bit about some maybe keys to victory here. You mentioned how he's a good kickboxer and whatnot. What are some things that you're going to have to do great on fight night to come out the victory here?
Just go out and perform. You know what I mean? If it stays on the feet, I think I can take it. If it goes to the ground, I think I can take it. I have more tools than what the world has seen in me. You know what I mean? I'm well rounded fighter. I've been fighting for many years now, and I've had many fights. So I'm ready to go out there and show everybody my full set, my full game, and if it goes to the ground, it goes to the ground. If it stays on the feet, it stays on the feet. I'm just going to take what he gives me.
So I do want to ask you about life before getting into the fight game here, or really when you were on the up and coming here, and I found this very interesting when I saw this. You used to work in a paint factory of all places, so talk about that lifestyle before you made that transition into being a full-time fighter, and what kind of like a full day was like for you, because that had to be so rough balancing being in the paint factory, going to work, and then getting your hours in the gym like that.
Yeah, it was tough. It was definitely tough, man. But it wasn't hard work. It was very easy work. It's just soul crushing. It was just soul crushing work. It's work you don't want to do. It's work. I truly was doing something I didn't love to do. I would wake up about 3:30, 4 o'clock, be at work for like it was either I had to be at work at 4:30, 5 o'clock, work till about 5:30 in the afternoon, and then freaking go right from there. I drive an hour to Fall River to train for 2 or 3 hours, and then come home and do it all over again. And that was sometimes 6 days a week. You know what I mean? So it was tough. It was a tough go, just mentally and physically, and me just making it happen every day, not giving up on it. But it's why I care so much about this sport. I had to work so hard to do it and dedicate so much of my time to it. Man, I feel bad for the people in my life that had to sit there and go through it with me, But I appreciate it. But I'm just happy I'm here.
Yeah, it's a tough decision to make, obviously, when you're in a position like that, especially when you're in a spot, where you want to gamble on yourself the way how you did, where you knew eventually this whole fight thing was going to work out. Obviously, now you're in the UFC, things have been great, but just talk about that decision a little bit, how difficult it was to, make that call like, hey, I'm gonna quit at the paint factory. I'm gonna, dedicate my time to fighting, which you love to do, because I'm sure, obviously, that's not number one an easy decision, and like you said there with your loved ones sticking by you and everything else, and just that how difficult that was too, because I'm sure they might not have been happy with that originally either.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough the whole way through. But right when I finally did decide to quit, I was on a good little streak. I won a couple fights, a couple decisions. A couple finishes, and I was on the radar to the UFC. Like they said, they were talking to my manager. They said if I had got like another win or two, I would be in at the spot for a contenders chance. So I was kind of in that frame where there had another fight coming up, and I was like, okay, I need to just dedicate my time to this. I just need to dedicate my life. And I talked to my girlfriend at the time, now my fiance, and I was talking to her, and she was like, yeah, just quit. And she told me, we talked it through. Said, yeah, you can some like work at a couple gyms, get a work teach a class and stuff, make enough to just pay some bill. And so we decided to go into work, quit within a month of quitting the job. I'm in the UFC, man. It was just right place, right time, and I thank God so much and my family for why I'm here.
So I'm somebody that appreciates the grind of everything too, because I feel you with all that stuff that you were saying there. Like I know I bartend and bar back at a casino 2 or 3 nights a week. I obviously do this job here interviewing fighters, which I'm trying to make eventually one day a big passion, and hopefully get in full time somewhere. And I also have another job where I edit for a TV station a couple hours a week, and the grind is real. So obviously, I try telling people that don't understand a lot of times about the grind, and there's other people that I talk to that get worn down, like they have passions of theirs and they end up falling through with it because the grind is just so difficult. If there's anybody out there who's struggling, that's trying to work multiple jobs to pursue a passion, do you have any advice for them that you went through it and you obviously became successful with it as to just how to keep approaching that daily grind like that?
Just believe in yourself, man. Truly, truly, truly believe in yourself, and just know that the hard stuff makes it more worth it at the end. You know what I mean? This is the thing about life, man. I'm not a wise man. This is the thing that I truly believe about life. Is we were meant to do things that we love to do, regardless of what that outcome is. I see too many people in life working jobs that they fucking hate every single day just to make money. Money is not the most important thing, man. Living a life that's happy and making enough to live is fine. Making enough. This is where I sit. Same time. Everybody wants access, and this just to have that stigma of just being rich or having more than the other person, man. Just find something that you truly love, makes you truly happy, and dedicate your life to it. Good things will happen for you.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. That's great advice. And now I just want to wrap things up here with two final questions here. First of which I have to ask, I know we see the crazy hair a lot there, right? It was green for your O'Malley fight. I see the red on the hair now. I think it's awesome, too. It really makes you stand out. What was the backstory behind all of that? Like, what made you start dyeing your hair those crazy colors like that?
It was boredom, really. It was boredom during COVID. You know what I mean? I started when I was still working at the factory. I was kind of bored, man. I was losing my mind during COVID. I couldn't really train. It was like right in the beginning. So my mom used to be a hairdresser, so she started dyeing my. I was like, yo, just dye my hair. Dye my hair. I got a fight. It was blue the first time. I ended up getting a fight, and I thought it looked good, so then I just kept doing it every couple months. I would dye my hair something different, and now it's just something that until I finally reach my age in my head, then I'll stop doing it. I'm still a kid. I'm still a kid in here, bro. It's very young up here, so I'm just gonna keep doing it until it ain't fun no more, you know.
I hear you there. And now, finally, the last thing. Tell everybody your prediction for this fight. I know a lot of people are going to be tuning in. A lot of people are going to be interested in it. Tell everybody why they should bet on you.
Hey man, I ain't about gambling, bro. So you don't bet on me, but just enjoy what's gonna come, man. This ain't gonna be some boring ass fight. Me and him both come. We bring the fight, man. Bet on fireworks, bro. That's all I can say, man. This fight's gonna be crazy, and I can't wait for you guys to watch, tune in, and I put on a show for you.
Awesome, man. Finally, one last thing. Social media, management, sponsors. Anybody you want to give a shout out to that you haven't done so already? Floor is yours. Take it away.
Yeah, I want to thank you, man, for having me on. I want to thank my team, Regiment Training Center, Uppercut Boxing Club, and Lowe's on MMA for giving me sparring, and all my sponsors. That's too many to even count. And you can follow me on Kris_is_Solus on Instagram, and at Moutinho Kris on Twitter, and then my Facebook's just my name, guys. Thank you guys, and thank you for everybody for help getting me here, you know.
All right, Kris, thanks so much for all the time here today, man. Really appreciate it. Great conversation, too. A lot of great advice that you gave out there. So best of luck to you in this upcoming fight. Again, Kris's fight, UFC Vegas 50 this weekend on March 12th. Make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you're checking out mymmanews.com all 7 days of the week for our great content. Go to our social media pages. Give us a like and a follow on there as well. We'll see you later, everybody.